What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video where I'm just going to show you where some of these modifiers with a Pestilence build can do some really nice damage on Legendary. So let's just get straight into it. So all I'm going to do is actually I'm going to take the mini tanks out at the beginning because they're always a problem. And then we'll pop into medium range and do our thing. If we don't get killed first. Where's he gone? We could just do it now. He's in medium range. Nah, let's wait for the big surprise. Spread, pesty, spread. Love hearing the noise of bad guys dying when you're not even hitting them. Oh, I hope the pesty kills him before he gets repaired. Yeah, it has done. Alright, so we'll get into range here now. We'll get ourselves in some nice medium range action. We'll activate the modifier. Then we're just going to shoot the body. And watch, as soon as they come into the yellow demographic, or more. Bye. He's gonna die. Bye. There was like a 3.5 mil tick from the Pestilence. I wish there was an easier way of seeing if you still had the modifier on as well, by the way. It kind of sucks. These guys all deleted before when I had the modifier on. It was absolutely insane to watch. You can just build the Pestilence stacked up on the bad guys. On the big chunkies. And it just goes wild. Look at the numbers just ticking away. It's like you don't have to do anything. 3 mils nearly. Just start doing the work. And that was really without even like me having a really good time with the modifier, the prime time modifier, because it didn't really kick in. So yeah, it's kind of wild. It really is how good some of these modifiers can be. And this was just with a standard kind of setup here. Couple of ways you can run this. If you're in a team, I usually run the Coyote's Mask. If you're not, you're solo and you're going to be sat behind a lot of things, the Sawyer's knee pads are going to pay dividends, and it kind of works nice anyway because they give a lot of damage and you get some armor in there as well. And then I'm just running, pretty bog standard stuff. Now the problem, I say I'm running bog standard stuff. The chest piece is pretty hard to farm. So we'll take a look at it. So Walker Harris, because I want extra weapon damage, so as much weapon damage as you possibly can. More weapon damage, bigger ticks on your Pestilence. Weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage, and protection from elites with that lovely 13% there. Then the backbone, a bit easier to get, but crit chance, crit damage, and then change the core attribute to weapon damage for perfectly unstoppable force. Again, with the protection from elites mod in the 13% is nice. Then the hardest piece to farm is a Lengmore chest with glass cannon, because that's going to give you the most damage for your ticks on your Pestilence. Crit chance, crit damage with protection from elites. And then a Lengmore holster, really easy to get. Weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage. But we get the 30% LMG damage for trouble. We get some skill health as well because we do use a drone. Although it dies really quickly, but it's enough just to kind of keep them occupied at the same time. Now the stats for this actually are trash. And I say that because you can see here, we only have 105% critical hit damage, which just seems like a bit meh, really. But we have almost 60% crit chance, 105% critical hit damage, which is just really, really nice. And then we can then combine that with the new modifiers. We can use the active modifier prime time and sit in the medium range if we want to. That works quite well in some missions, but then otherwise you can use all out, which again just kind of works really, really nice as well. Probably my favorite one. And then we can use modifiers like liability, deal 30% more damage. So hang on, let's just call this how it is, right? We're gonna use, so it's gonna put, depending on which one you're gonna use, prime time is going to make them all in the medium range. All out's going to make them in the range you get the kill. So just remember that. So then liability is great because we get armor damage 30% more depending on what range we activating it on, depending on which active modifier that we're using. By the teeth is really, really good because we're just going to shoot the bodies. We're not really going to try and hit heads and get a load of extra damage. And then you get a choice for your next one. You can either use Quicken if you wanted to, bring them skill cooldowns all the way down. Retribution if you wanted to get the crit chance up. But again, that I was testing with that as well. That's also an option, but I'm literally capped, right, on crit chance very, very easily. So if you wanted to farm gear that had critical hit damage on it and headshot damage or weapon handling, you could spec into other things elsewhere into the build and, you know, not have to worry about your crit chance. But then you're making a very specific build for this, you know, for this type of thing. So I'd probably go with Quicken here, or you could go with Peak Engineering and use the assault turret if you wanted to as well. That's also an option. So you do have some different kind of options here on what you want to use. But by the teeth and liability, both very, very good, I think, for this. Both work really, really well. You could go with impatient if you wanted to as well, but obviously remember you're only going to get the short range buffs probably when you are activating the active modifier. Should we put that on? Yeah, let's put it on. Try it. But yeah, that's going to be it. It's really, really nice. I'm going to do another Pestilence video and kind of compare this to the Torso, because this is actually pretty good for Pestilence. I don't really think it's too good for anything else, but I will do an M1A kind of test with it and just kind of see where it's at. But yeah, this is beautiful. Had a lot of fun with this. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I think, yeah, I think this is top tier. This is the Pestilence is so good, and you can farm and play with this build right now, and it's still extremely good on the current live game. So yeah, don't forget to check me out on X, join my community Discord. All links you need are in the description. See you in the next one. Bye bye.